Welcome to Coast Guard Base Charleston. My name is Lieutenant Michael Allen. I'm the Incident Management Division Chief for Coast Guard Sector Charleston. This is in regards to the incident with the MSC Michigan. I'm going to introduce Deputy Sector Commander Preston. He's going to make some remarks and then we'll open up for questions.
All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. Like Lieutenant Allen said, I'm Commander Randy Preston, U.S. Coast Guard Sector Charleston Deputy Commander. I'll just go over the facts real brief here. So at approximately 12:17 local, the Sector Charleston Command Center received a report from the Charleston Harbor Pilots dispatch of an out-of-control vessel in the Cooper River. The vessel was identified as the MSC Michigan 7, a 997-foot, 74,000 gross ton Liberian flagged container ship that was outbound from North Charleston Container Terminal headed to Savannah. The pilot on board indicated the vessel lost ability to control the engines and they were stuck nearly full ahead with the vessel making between 14 to 17 knots. All Coast Guard station small boats and other government agency partner assets were alerted and began clearing vessel traffic and other traffic from the ship channel. Out of precaution, local law enforcement closed vessel traffic to the Ravenel Bridge, and Fort Moultrie Beach was evacuated in case the vessel had to intentionally ground. The vessel was able to clear the harbor without major incident and is currently anchored approximately 8.5 nautical miles offshore in the vicinity of the number 6 channel entrance buoy. The vessel has been issued a captain of the port order to remain anchored until further notice. A Coast Guard team of vessel examiners and investigators are on their way to the vessel now as we speak. There have been initial reports of minor damages along the vessel's route due to wake as the vessel passed, and 2 recreational boaters were also pushed onto the rocks by the wake, resulting in injuries. The boaters were recovered by local EMS and transported to the hospital. This was a team effort. I'd like to thank our state and local partners for responding and assisting with clearing vessel traffic and closing the Ravenel Bridge due to vehicle traffic. This was truly a team effort. I would also like to recognize the Charleston Harbor Pilots specifically for their coordination and the efforts to pilot the vessel through the harbor without major incident. So thank you. Now we'll open it up to questions. To Chief. Keep walking. Very good.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. And just from a public safety standpoint, we received a call for service at 12:30 regarding, like you said, a large vessel in the Charleston Harbor experiencing difficulties with its propulsion system. By 12:41, the Charleston Police Department and the Mount Pleasant Police Department had closed the Ravenel Bridge to traffic and pedestrians, ensuring that the bridge was clear before the vessel actually passed underneath. The communication between the agencies were efficient. The coordination between Mount Pleasant Police Department, the Harbor Pilots, the Coast Guard, our Charleston County Consolidated Dispatch Center was effective. We were able to deploy our resources and execute our plan. So I'm immensely grateful for our local partnerships and our collective ability to manage extremely intense situations. We train for the unexpected, and this is definitely one of those situations that was unexpected. So thank you. Any questions?
Questions? Obviously, Baltimore happened just a few months or weeks ago. When you say y'all trained for this, after seeing that, is this something that y'all realize could happen here in our port? And has this been trained to stop the traffic, execute a plan in case something like what happened in Maryland happened here?
Well, yeah, we train because we may have to stop traffic on the bridge for any situation. So shutting down the bridge is a daily operation. It's part of the op tempo for both police departments. That's for accidents. That's for any critical incident. This just happened to be one of those unexpected situations where we had to act fast. So.
How did you go about
No, ma'am, I don't have that right at this time. But we, like I say, we go on both sides of the bridge, especially pedestrian lane. If we have to physically escort them off, give them rides across, that's what happened in this situation.
How does the communication get to you that there's a vessel that's lost power or whatever?
That's consolidated dispatch. That's the harbor pilots. The communication was actually pristine in this situation, from top to bottom. Yeah.
I don't know if this is something you can answer, but would this be considered a near miss? How close could this come to being kind of a disaster? Was there?
Well, I wouldn't want to speculate on it becoming a disaster, but obviously, anytime a vessel can't control its propulsion, it's concerning. But thanks to our partners, our maritime partners, our local LE partners, it turned out well, and that's due to our intense partnerships and coordination.
Just we've kind of had some conflicting reports. Just to reiterate, did the ship lose propulsion, or was it stuck in full throttle?
Would y'all mind stepping up to the
Oh,
mic?
yep, no worries. Yeah, the vessel was stuck ahead propulsion. So
So for layman's terms, what does that mean for us?
that, in layman's terms, that means the throttles were full forward or near full forward, and couldn't be moved out of that position.
Is this something that happens often throughout different ports along the coast? Is this a rare occurrence?
I don't have those specific numbers, and I couldn't speculate on if it was a something that happened often. But just for speaking for the, Port of Charleston, it hasn't happened in my time here.
Talk a little bit about, just go us through the scenario as you pick it up. You get the call, you've got to respond. What's already happened? What's been going on? Who's chasing down the vessel? Just sort of talk us through what the situation is and the time frame.
Well, like I said, once we got notified, our sector command center folks immediately started coordinating with our local partners to include launching our own vessels to clear vessel traffic out of the way of the container ship, and also coordination with the local PDs to ensure that traffic on the Ravenel Bridge was stopped, ensuring that the public was safe, the public on the bridge and the public in the maritime environment.
As far as sort of getting this vessel under control, how did that all shape out? Were y'all there when that occurred, or how did that work?
Our small boats were on scene. They regained control of the engines, is my understanding, in order to gain control of the ship, slow it down, and then anchor it. But like I said, the incident is under investigation, and I wouldn't want to speculate.
Why would they stay docked? I think you said 8 nautical miles offshore or at that buoy. What's the system now looking forward for that cargo ship? Does it go under a full inspection by the Coast Guard? Is there a maritime service that checks them off and says they're good to go to the next port? How does that work?
Well, yeah, like I said in my statement, we have Coast Guard, Marine inspectors and investigators headed out to the ship to do an inspection and investigation on the vessel to make sure that it's in a condition to where it can transit to its next port or wherever it needs to go.
Well, you mentioned they were able to kind of gain control of the engines. What exactly is that process? How were they able to gain control of the engine? Did they board the ship? How does that work?
Well, no. The Coast Guard did not gain control of the vessel. The personnel on the vessel gained control of the engines again, slowed it down, and when it was able to stop the vessel. So I don't know how that looks like or what that looked like. That's why we're going to do an investigation and find out the facts.
Thank you.
What was the total amount of time that the bridge was shut down for?
I don't have that information with me right now. I don't.
And can you clarify what, if any, damage the bridge may have sustained?
None that I know of. Absolutely zero damage to the bridge.
Do we know? Sorry, last question for me, at least. Do we know the condition of those boaters that got transported from the EMS?
Good afternoon, Mike Gelaza, the Charleston Fire Department. So just an update on the patients. We don't have any specific information, but both patients were picked up and then transferred to Charleston County EMS without any life-threatening conditions. At the time of the incident, our Marine unit was returning and they were notified of the situation. They immediately redeployed and they were underway and made patient contact in approximately 20 minutes. We had a paramedic on our boat and were able to secure the patients with the help of the other Marine assets in the area, brought them back to the harbor pilots, and then transferred care to Charleston County EMS.
Can you tell us about the situation? You may have already said it, but just were these people that were overboard on ships? What was the extent of their injury?
So our understanding from our Marine vessel was that these folks were dealing with their own boat that was being pushed in and out of the wake, and then they were trying to either prevent damage or anchor the boat when they got caught up in the wake from the vessel.
Do you know if they were thrown overboard?
We do not know that right now. That was just the initial information we were provided.
What general area was this?
This is near Daniel Island, on the tip of Daniel Island.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.